G'day everyone, it's Alan here from FishingMad and thanks for tuning in to another episode. Well, I've been doing a lot of travel over the last couple of months, traveling far and wide all over Melbourne and Victoria. Pretty excited today. I've stayed local and I've got some new toys that I want to test when I'm out in the water, targeting just all of your bread and butter species. Now, as you can see behind me, the conditions have been a little bit ordinary. Just been sitting here patiently for the last hour, just sitting it out, waiting for that right moment to hit the water, and I don't think we're too far away. So as I said, lots of new toys to test. I'm going to run you through some of that gear when we get out in the water, run you through some of the normal tips that we do, and hopefully catch some pretty cool fish to share with you guys. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to go and check out our members area, which is www.fishingmad.com.au/member. Lots of goodies on there, guys, from technical fishing workshops, reports, GPS coordinates to get you onto the fish, really cool giveaways and interactive maps. Anyway, should be just about right to get out there and get onto a few fish and hopefully get some cracking footage to share with you whilst breaking in some new toys. And let's get fishing. Alright, well, as you can see, the conditions still aren't fantastic. I've been sitting patiently on the beach now for 2 hours, and you can see it is still quite lumpy. If you don't have experience, if you've got an entry-level kayak, then just don't risk going out. In about 3 hours time, we're going to have about a 20k southerly come through. So what that means is we've got a really short window. I reckon that's going to give us about a 90-minute fishing session, absolute tops. I think it's just good enough now that we can launch. Keep the nose of that kayak straight on into the waves. You get waves like this, woo, if you are side on to waves like that, you're in trouble. Now it is high tide, so it means we should be able to drop the foot pedals shortly. Alright, so this is going to be fun out here today. Oh, had a hit on the plastic then, if you can believe. There we go, trolling a plastic. And it's heavy. This could be a snook or something, I'm not sure. This is really heavy. Definitely gonna have to get the net out for this one. Oh, I'm just careful of those teeth. Those teeth are really, really nasty. But that is a seriously big snook. We've pedalled out far enough now that we've got a little bit of swell here, but it's kind of flattened out a tiny bit, which is nice. I mean, obviously there's some nice decent waves there, but for the most part we're gonna have a little window here where it's not too uncomfortable. It'd be nice to take a feed home. Obviously there's a lot of flathead in this area. As I said, you're really looking for those 35 centimeter plus ones. There we go, gotcha. That didn't take long. This Twin Power, oh, magnificent. This doesn't feel too bad. This doesn't feel too bad. It's another flathead. Oh, that's a nice flathead. So you can see this method works really well. It's a method that I've done for a lot of years. Is you basically have your soft plastic rod in your hand, casting out to one side, working that nice and slowly. Whilst it's doing that, you've also got a bait just sitting there in the rod holder that we refer to as the sleeper. That's just drifting along. I like to use a paternoster rig. That way the sinker is at the bottom and not the hook, and that prevents you from getting snagged up all the time. And what you're going to find is you're going to be getting catches on both rods. So as you're working that soft plastic, you're going to get your flatties and your pinkies. And also, here we go, right on cue now. That one just had a really big bite then. I'd expect that white rod is going to go off. And here we go. There we go, fish on. What do we got? This is on the new white FishingMad rod. Oh, this is a really nice bloody. Oh, big splashes. There we go. We could get him out and measure him, but to be honest, I think if you're not 100% sure, then it's probably a tad small to keep, so he can go on his way. Beautiful fish. Just keep an eye on that. That's, yep, there we go. So that's drifting around already, and then what we are doing is just working this one in our hand, just with casting out, doing those occasional lifts, lots of pauses, working it really, really slowly, and that is a great combination that will catch you lots of fish. It's a quite efficient way of fishing. You know, sometimes you can get tangles and things in the way, but that idea of always having something in the water, always a chance of catching something, and we know in these waters here it is chock full of flathead and pinkies, and it will count for plenty of fish. So hopefully there's some tips there that help you guys. Let's get on to some fishing. Oh, fuck. Big take. That was a real aggressive take. What is it? Oh, pinkie. Woo. It's just a little fish, but it hit like a freight train. There we go. See you, buddy. Away he goes. There we go. Fish on. Oh, that's a better fish. There we go. Oh, nice flatty. Nice flathead. Lost 3 fish in the last minute. What is going on? Oh, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. That was on the drop. That was on the drop. I find unless you keep the tension on all the way, they just come off. So, oh, whiting. Look at that. Guys, let me quickly run you through the setup that we have. So this is Shimano T-Curve. As I said, it's not the premium. So the premium is the one that has been released a little bit later. I will have one of the premium rods in the next week or two to actually run through, do some testing with. So this is, you can tell the difference of this one. This one's got the cork handles at the bottom. So this is a 3 to 6 kilo. It's a fast action. I've got that paired with that Shimano Twin Power XD 3000. This is one of the compact ones that's got that obviously really nice handle, and it feels very much like a 2500 size, but obviously you get a lot more line in the spool. So this is really, really good for all of your inshore fishing. So I've got this spooled with 20-pound Daiwa Saltiga 12 braid. Absolutely beautiful stuff, very thin, very supple. All I'm flicking at the moment is one of these. So this is one of the Berkeley 3-inch paddle shads. So in that black and gold color, definitely making sure that's rigged nice and straight. So that has done very well, accounted for a lot of flathead, which tend to really like that color for whatever reason, but that's been one that's done really well over the years. And then what I will show you is we have the drifter rod here. So I'm going to bring this one up for you. Okay, so this is the custom FishingMad rod that I've had created up. So this is 3 to 7 kilo, obviously nice and white, which is going to come out really good in film. It's going to be easy for you guys to see. Some custom branding there, some marbling, really nice rod. All I'm using is a paternoster rig with a small bomb sinker, and then you can see all I've got is just a couple of strips of squid. I'm just using the tentacles, or as they call them, the candles, and that's some squid that I caught a few days ago, and that's a great combination and a great system that works really well. Oh, that's a fish. That's a fish. Oh, ouch. They go crazy, don't they? We on. We're on. What? There you go. That's not a bad fish. So the technique for this style of fishing is really, really easy. This is back to basics, bread and butter fishing. If you haven't done soft plastic fishing of this type, I really recommend you give it a go. It's very simple to learn. It's a lot of fun. It's very addictive because once you start catching fish just using gear like this, you move to the ultralight stuff. You don't have to touch bait. You don't get stinky fingers. It's really, really awesome. So in terms of technique, all that you're doing is opening up your bail arm, casting out. Obviously we want to cast out to a different side that our bait rod is at. What we're going to do, we're just going to leave that bail arm open for a good 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, flip that over. We're going to make sure that that hits the bottom. So this is almost what you've referred to as like bottom bashing. Okay, so give that a good 10 seconds. What you're going to do then is wind up the slack, okay, and just do a little hopping action. And then again, just let it sit back to the bottom. And we're going to repeat that process all the way back to the kayak. So again, just a 1, 2, 3, a little bit of a lifting action, wind in the slack and let it sit there. So I've got a worm on here, or if you're using a paddle tail or a minnow, you're basically imitating a wounded fish of some sort, or obviously an erratic worm. And that really gets the attention of your bottom dwelling fish like your flathead. So again, just 1, 2, 3, wind in that slack. Again, we're going to let that sink to the bottom and just sit there. You're going to find the majority of hits you're going to get is as that soft plastic just flutters back down to the bottom and sits on the ground for a second or two. And the next time you go to lift up, what you're going to notice is there's a lot of weight, or you're going to feel that instant nibble on your strike. But it's a very effective technique. It's lots of fun. All right, so here's another fish. Feels like another flathead. Another decent one too. The worst thing is, got a bit of a snag in my net here. So, it's another good one. Definitely another eating size one, so we might just net him as well. Beautiful. There we go. That's a great eating size flathead. That's a fish. Yep. There we go. Just on the corner of my eye, I saw that rod tip just bouncing around. Be nice if we had another couple of keepers. This has got more weight to it. This is a nice fish, actually. This is probably the best flathead so far. That's definitely a keeper size flathead, so that's good. Okay. They're so timid today. Either very small fish, or here we go, look. Gotcha. Oh, that's a better fish. That's a better fish. Here we go, finally, something really solid. And that's funny because the bites were so timid. It was like tiny, tiny little play. I wouldn't take it away from it. It's a nice fish. This is a... What is this? It's a pinkie. There you go. So we've demolished that plastic. And very, very, very timid bites. So it just shows you, I mean obviously this, say, that's not a big fish, but it just shows you don't take the plastic away straight away. So you can see that plastic is absolutely shredded, but just leave it there, give them time. They're, someone's in a timid mood, which is strange when you're in summer. So he's gonna go, and away he swims away. There we go, fish on here. What have we got? Drag's a little bit loose. Yeah, a few little head shakes. What do we got? Little flatty. Let him go on his way. Oh, there we go, there's one. That's one, that's a fish. Alright, so this is on the custom rod. This one feels better. This one definitely feels better. Definitely much bigger head shakes. Oops, just got the rod out of the way there. There we go. It's a pinkie. There we go. Beautiful pinkie. Again, I'm really looking at the 35 plus kind of fish today. That's a beautiful little fish. It's definitely above legal size, but we're going to let this beautiful little fish go. And away he goes. There we go. Fish on. Another little flatty. Beautiful fish. Do we lift him? Yeah, I think we can lift him. Swallowed that plastic. That's not a bad fish. Definitely nibbling at it. Gotcha. Gotcha. So one rod in my legs, one in the hand. This is not a big fish, it's a flatty. You can tell she's a flatty. There we go. It's getting bigger. It's actually getting a tad bigger. That's not too bad a fish. Now again, you could definitely keep that if you wanted to. We're going to let that go. Just going to open this bail arm. Get that jig head there. And away he goes. So around Victoria, you know, legal size of a flathead is 27 centimeters. I don't tend to keep anything unless it's, you know, probably your mid 30s. And obviously the big ones you want to let go because they're obviously your females and your breeders. So your flathead that are over 50 centimeters, they're the ones you want to let go. So it's really those ones between 35 and 50. They're your optimal ones that I'm looking to catch and keep today. There you go. Oh, nice one. On the soft plastic, another flathead. So plenty of them now. There's definitely no shortage of fish. You'll love how crazy they go. That's not a bad fish either. And then obviously now this wind and swell has gotten up a bit, so which isn't great. Just making the conditions a little bit lumpy. The other thing that it does do is it makes it quite tiring because you end up drifting really, really fast. And even just getting back into shore, we're going against the wind, against the tide. It's quite tiring. Sometimes you feel like you're pedaling and you're actually going nowhere. So that's where using the plotter on your sounder is really good, just to make sure you're going in the right direction. Oh. There we go, got one. Rob. What have we got? Trawling again. This time trawling a soft plastic. Salmon. Look at that. Hey. Well, that's a wrap everyone, and thanks for watching. What a strange session we got here, and we had those meter swells. I actually sat on the beach on my own for about 2 hours, and then we finally managed to get out and had a window of about 2 hours that was really good for fishing. And if all whispers are, that is going to absolutely blow up in about 20 minutes time. So we've come in, it's been a short session. Now my last video was all about quality and not quantity. Today was the complete opposite, because in that short session we caught fish after fish after fish, and it was definitely a volumes game, catching snook, whiting, flathead, pinkies, caught lots and lots of stuff out there. It was lots of fun. Guys, as always, if you want to know some spots, we will be loading up GPS spots in the members area, specifically of where we've been fishing today, and obviously areas that we've been fishing in previous days, weeks and months. What a lot of fun being local, out in the kayak, catching a few fish, fishing with a few good mates. That to me is exactly what kayak fishing is all about. Can't wait for our next venture to get out there and catch a few more fish. Anyway guys, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to go and check out our members area, which is www.fishingmad.com.au/member, and there's lots of goodies on there, guys, from interactive maps, reports with GPS marks, workshops, and of course our monthly giveaways. And we're giving away some pretty damn cool stuff lately, some pretty high-end rods and reels, and you know, that's something to be pretty excited about. Anyway, it was a lot of fun out here. We got to test some really cool gear, and you know what, that gear absolutely stood up, was comfortable, was light, caught lots of fish, and and I think we're going to have lots of really cool sessions out on the water with that gear going forward. Anyway guys, as always, take care, and I look forward to seeing you out on the water next time. Cheers.